Hi, this is Dina, Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is a April week 1 check-in, take cash out of some of my envelopes, and then show you the damage I did in my sinking funds. Overall, a pretty good week. If you are new to my channel, I kind of took the month of March off of not necessarily budgeting, but tracking my transactions, and definitely from filming. And so I'm trying to get back into that habit of making sure that I count for each dollar. And then I share with you all, kind of keeping me accountable on a weekly basis of what I spent for the week and in what category I did. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move my envelopes to the side, and let's start with my transaction log. Actually, before we even start there, I'm going to bring this sheet back in, because when I originally set up my budget, there were some estimations on here. So I just wanted to go back through and kind of just fill in the actuals. And I know just by looking at it, I probably need to shave from another category to offset some of my fixed expenses that were more than expected. So for my electricity, I had budgeted $150. My bill came in at $121, so that's great. I've got a plus of $19. For my water, I said $85, it was $87, so negative $2. My Southwest gas was way off. Looking at my history and the fact that it was not very cold in the month of March, I estimated $45. My bill came in at $71. So pretty big discrepancy there. Everything else has come in on, estimate, because they're pretty fixed, but my variable expenses, I was really off to my last year. So I do look at my last year number, and that's where I base my this year budget off when I don't have the bill, when I set up my budget. But obviously things have changed. Either the price of natural gas has gone up. We do have, I think, the same number of appliances this year as we did last year. Our heat is natural gas, and it was a very cold part of February and into March, but really, honestly, not that cold. I mean, I live in Phoenix, it's not that cold. And then on my subscriptions, for some reason, Paperminty Studio for last month was $85, and that was tax and shipping included, and this month it was $94. So I'm not sure if that was like a special that she did where she paid the tax, or if why it went up to $94 this time, because it was a little bit of change. Coffee Monster Co. has come out, and that was $49, which I had estimated for. And then let's kind of look at my transactions. So the way I handle my transactions, I try to use my Capital One card as much as possible. Currently, I have $1,000 in cash back that I'm just saving right now, because we are funding a wedding. My daughter's getting married in October of 2024. So really all of, the points that I get from using my card will go towards getting things for the wedding. That's just what I'm saving them for. So I put down all the transactions that are on my Capital One card, and then I put what category that is coming from. If it is a sinking fund, it's this olive green. If it's a fixed expense, like, electricity, things like that, or a subscription, that is what I consider a fixed expense as well. They are highlighted in yellow. Even though I write subscriptions, it is yellow. Groceries is this blue. And then eating out is this green. So you can just tell right away that I am way over in my eating out. I had budgeted $50, and that was gone in the first couple of days. So I need to work that out. A lot of that is getting my daughter and son-in-law lunch when I'm over there watching the baby. So either I need to stop buying them lunch, or I need to budget for that, one of the two. And then on the sinking funds, because they are Capital One accounts that I transfer onto my card to pay it off, I'm just keeping a separate list over here. I don't put them on my monthly view. I'm just putting them here. So I have not paid these yet. Some of them, like the wedding at $6,100, is still as a pending expense on my card, and as soon as that finalizes, I'll transfer $6,100 from my sinking fund, which is a separate account for the wedding, and I'll pay that part of the bill off. So that's kind of my system. Everything is attached to Capital One, so Capital One's the only credit card I use. And then I have sinking funds for each big event like Christmas, gifts, technology, medical, things like that. I have separate savings accounts attached to that card. And then I have what I call my general fund, and that's things like taxes, tax prep, glasses, and you're going to see I went way over what I had kind of put into that. So it is one big pot of money, but I try to kind of like really keep things in alignment with how I'm spending that money. But at the end of the day, it's one big pot of money. If I spend over in one, then that means I can't spend in another category. So that's where we are today. So let's go back and do our weekly check-in. So I always start with groceries. And for this first week, so how I do groceries is my total budget is $600, but $300 I keep in online, and that's like HelloFresh, things like that, or if I do like a grocery pickup, and then $300 I do in cash. I go back and forth with this because honestly, I am much more conscious of what I'm spending when I'm grocery shopping when I'm using cash versus swiping my card. But there are times that it is really handy to have it, you know, in the bank, ready to pay back my card versus taking the cash back to the bank and things like that. So that's kind of, I go back and forth. So long story short, for the first week of the month, I have $60 for HelloFresh, Safeway at $7, and Walmart at $85. So 60 plus 7 plus 85 is $229. Now this was the only week that I have HelloFresh, so I may leave this whole amount in my online and just keep my cash for the balance of the month. So 600 minus 229, I have 371 left. So I just take what I spent from my budget, this gives me my balance, and then each week I just keep subtracting. So hopefully at the end of the month, there's still money, a little bit of money left in here that I can throw over to my savings challenge. I'm sorry, it is very early. I am working today, and I think on my last video I said I was not working. I am helping a friend out yesterday and today. So I got up early, got ready, and then I will leave, but this will be done. Okay, so my next thing I look at is eating out, and this is where I really went way off. I really have to stop buying my daughter's son-in-law lunch. So we had Jersey Mike's for $36, Bambino's for $35. That was actually my husband and I. This was my daughter and son-in-law. Panda Express for $29. That was my daughter and son-in-law. Burger King for $7. That was me. So $107, and my total budget is $200. So you can see right now we've got a little bit of a challenge here. So 200 minus 107, I've got $93 left. So right there we have a problem, really big problem. Okay, so 93. So for spending, I decided not to track that. I did put a little book in my bag, and I was writing down things because it was like $2 at Joann's, Panera, $1.94, and then I was like, forget it. I did buy lottery tickets. My husband was like, hey, get Megan Powerball, so that was $20. So what I have right now in my wallet left for spending is $16. So I'm just gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna hopefully put this into the savings challenge. That is my intent. I might need to cover eating out and not do the savings challenge, so we'll see how we do for the rest of the month. So I'm going to just put that to the side right now. So I'm just going to put the whole 50 because I'm not rolling over the $16. And so that leaves me $150 for the balance of the month. My mom, I actually did spend money for her, and that was $18. I brought, when I went to go visit her, I brought her a root beer float, and then I just got fries and stuff for her friends because it's a treat for them. So, and she likes to share with them. So we just kind of get some extra sides for them. And so that was $18. So I have $82 left. And then miscellaneous, I did not spend anything, but again, this might end up going to offset the eating out. Personal care, I did spend $96. I had a manicure and $98. I had a manicure and a pedicure. But this envelope's a little messed up because I did take my daughter as a gift, but I used some of the cash from this envelope for her tip, and I used part of this one on my card. So I still need to pay myself back for the cash, or pay the envelope back, and then pay the card back for the $80. So that was this one. And then I did get one time fill up, and that was $69 for gas. So my budget is $250 minus $69, $181. I am driving so much more right now because, one, I'm not working from home, and two, I am driving to my daughter's almost every day. Personal care, 102. Okay, so I did have one entertainment expense. I took my sisters to lunch. I have my one sister in town, so that was $45 at Taco Guild. So 100 minus 45, I have 55 left. We are going to see a play next week, so this 55 will hopefully cover my ticket for play. It's a play and a dinner kind of thing, so it may be more than this. I'll have to take the balance out of my spending. Okay, I did not spend anything in medicine, and I did not spend anything in household. Okay, so that's where the week is. Now what I need to do is move some money back to the bank because I have spent some of this in here. So for groceries, again, I'm just going to leave that first 300 as the $229 that I spent. Let's see if I can get this in focus. Eating out, 107. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. I'm just going to do 110. And I owe this $3. Right. So on today's the 8th. Back to bank is 110. I have $90. And my back to bank goes back there. And then spending, I do get the 50 for this week, which again, probably going to offset some of the play ticket, but I have to see how much that ends up being. So spending goes into my wallet. And then my mom, I need to take 17 out. I don't think I have change. So I'll just take, or 18. I'll just take a 20 out. And then I'm gonna need to get some change and put it $2 in there. Oh, this was cash, so it really goes back to my spending because that's what I took the money out of. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in back to bank for right now because it'll help offset. Miscellaneous, I didn't spend. Personal care. I think what happened in personal care, let's see what I have left in here, because I didn't have enough cash to do both of ours. And I rang it up together. Let's see, I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 110, 20, 130, 135, 44, 144. Okay, what I really should have in here is 102. So it's just 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 2. Okay, so this balance will go back to bank, and then the additional cash that I spent out of here that needs to go back to my card, I'll put in my, I'll move from my checking account over. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 2. Okay. Personal care. I'll do my registers later. Entertainment, 45 needs to go back to bank. Of course, I don't have that. Go here. I think I just put a 5 in here, right? No, I did not put a 5 in here. Okay. So I owe this 5. Yeah, hold on. Only because I know I'm going to need the full amount. Am I even bothering with this? So let me put the 10 back into personal care. And then 5 will go into entertainment. And then this 5 goes back into back to bank, right? Is that right? I think so. Let's see, I should have 55. So 40, 55. Okay, that's right. And then personal care. Let me see if I did that correctly. Seemed odd. If you're watching this, you're probably like, she's way off. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 2. Okay, not that worked right. Okay, perfect. So I still have this in personal care. I owe my mom $2. And I owe $3 to eat out. And groceries I've kind of left alone right now. Okay, I think that, I do have one thing I need to take out of I need to take the 100 out from Easter, since Easter is tomorrow and my sister ordered the food and I need to pay her back. So I'm going to take the 100 out of Easter. And then on nothing else there. And then from this one, from date night, I spent 35. Right. Yeah, spent 35. So let me see if I can change out this 50. Yeah, now we have 1.5. Okay. So this 50, I'm going to put in here. I'm going to take this 50 out. Put this back into bank. And then for date night, it's only 35, but I'm going to put 30 and back to bank. Actually, what I can do, put 40 and back to bank. I've got to get change here at the house. It's just the only way I can do that. It's just have kind of a rollover change to make this a lot easier, or just go 100% online and have no cash. So I figured that out. And so I now have, okay. So I spent 35, I have 65, so that is correct. And date night. Okay. That was very confusing to me. I hope I did not confuse you all. But just to really quickly take this 50 and put it 100 and put that in my wallet for Easter. So for groceries, I have online $71, and then this should be 300. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 50, 300. Okay, so 371 is correct. And then for eating out, I should have 93, but I owe this $3. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90. This is my problem envelope right now. For spending, I should still have one. I took out 50. Right, okay. So I do have one. Okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Okay, so I took out the 50. So I have 100 left in that. Household, I have not touched, but this was an online account. My mom should have 82, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. Yep, I did owe her too. Miscellaneous should still have 100. 20, 40, 60, 81. Might be using this to offset eating out. Personal care should still have 102. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 2. Okay, that's right. Entertainment should have 55, so 20, 40, 55 is correct. And then this hot mess of back to bank, so 20, 40, 50 there. And this is why I have a cushion in my checking account, so I do not feel the need to take this right back. Okay, I'm going to take this $2 though and put it in my mom's. So now she is correct. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 230, 240, 250. So of that, what I spent on my card 250 is going back to bank. So 107 plus 98 plus 45. 250. Oh, because my mom was a cash envelope, so that should not have been included. I don't think I did. Okay. Oh, date night. Okay, we're good. Okay, I forgot the date night is a cash envelope, but I did use my card, so we're fine. Okay, life is grand. Okay, so that is everything for this weekly check-in. I am really out of my routine of transactions and cash envelopes and all that fun stuff, but I'm gonna get right back into it. I think I just need to continue the practice and the math of kind of going through the envelopes. So if you're watching this and you're like, well, why do you take it out in cash just to pay it back to the card? You know, why are you using your card instead of your envelopes? And the main reason is, so for example, eating out, I spent $107 out of my $200 budget. If I did not physically need to remove that cash from that envelope, then I would just kind of be like, oh, it's okay. I wouldn't be physically seeing that I really only have $93 left, and I would just keep spending. So, and then at the end of the month when I added up, you know, what my card and what I was paying back, then I would be questioning myself like, how did I get so far off my budget? So just the act of moving the cash from the envelope to my back to bank just keeps me in check, and that's really why. If I'm not worrying about writing my transactions down and moving the money, then I'm not really tracking my transactions. I'm just using my card, and I just keep a running total of what I need to pay off at the end of the month. And that's how my card would get more than I was expecting, because at the beginning of the month, I write out of my check register, I write in our paychecks and everything. I write out all of our fixed expenses that are going to the card. I write that out like I've paid it already to the card. And then I look at my cash envelope that I'm going to be using on my card, like subscriptions, groceries, gas, things like that I know I'm going to use on the card. And I write that out at the same time. So in my mind, that money is gone. It is not in my checking account any longer. And if I exceed that amount and I don't have the cash to pay myself back or pay the account back, then I've overspent. So it makes perfect sense in my mind. This system has worked well for me. It may or may not work for you. Budgeting is super personal, and hopefully you have found a system that works for you and your family. That would be great. So thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and have a great week.